Scott, there's new rumors coming out and about that Helldivers 2 is in talks with PlayStation to come to Xbox. We'll see about this one. Mark the Champ over comic book gaming. Helldivers 2 has been one of the most surprising success stories of 2024. The game has been performing quite well on PC and PlayStation 5, but fans on Xbox have been left in the cold, Scott. However, it seems that might change. Xbox era host Special Nick Baker, has heard rumors that there has been preliminary talks about bringing Helldivers 2 to Xbox Series X and S. While PlayStation boss Jim Ryan has never had a strong working relationship with Xbox, he officially stepped down from the company on April 1st, with Hiroki Totoki serving as interim CEO. One of the most recent episodes of the podcast, Baker suggests Totoki might be more open to bringing games to Xbox. What a twist of events, Scott. PlayStation. Let's get into this as well. As with any rumor, readers should take it with a grain of salt. During the Xbox era segment, Baker was very careful with his words, noting several times that these are just things he's heard and that his sources suggest talks are very early. Basically, no one is claiming that this is a guarantee, so fans should temper their expectations in case things don't pan out. That's fair, right? Over the last few months, Xbox has shown an increased willingness to bring its games to other platforms. The last few weeks have seen Xbox first-party games like Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush, and Grounded, Scott, as well, breach out to other platforms, right? Pentiment, Grounded, over on Switch. Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, released on PlayStation 5. Very cool to see some of this shift. However, PlayStation has most recently avoided doing the same for competing platforms. While the company has increasingly started to bring its games to PC, MLB The Show is the only example of a Sony first-party game that has been released on Xbox and Nintendo Switch. PlayStation is contractually obligated to make the show available on other platforms. Dude, that's because of MLB, not because of PlayStation. MLB forced their hand to bring the show to Xbox and Switch. Otherwise, that would still remain exclusive. I guarantee it. It's something of a unique case. If Helldivers 2 does end up coming to Xbox, it would be a pretty surprising circumstance. If there are any early talks happening between the two companies, it wouldn't be a surprise on the part of Microsoft. Xbox Phil Spencer told GameFile in January that, quote, he's not exactly sure who it helps in the industry by having Helldivers 2 not being on Xbox, end quote. I know who it helps.
Yeah, presumably PlayStation.
It's exactly it, right? We talk about exclusives. Fans over on Xbox are looking for their exclusives, right? They go, well, why are we over here? Why are we on Xbox? Show us what you got, right? Exclusives pull you to the platform at the end of the day, Scott. If you can, dude, it's the whole reason I played Splinter Cell Conviction. It was exclusive to Xbox. I didn't have an Xbox 360 at the time, and I went and bought one because that's the only way I could play that Splinter Cell game, and I was not missing out on a Splinter Cell title.
I'm in the other side of the fence where I did not buy the console, and I've suffered for it. Missing a Soul Calibur game and then Metal Gear Solid 4. I just did not get on board, and I missed out sorely for it. So this is what I see as a good move. If the game industry could open up, it would be what I've called the golden era. If you can play whatever you want, wherever you want, on either console, it's completely free. That's a whole world that's completely alien for what we have now. But the idea that we're in a new PlayStation era, and Hiroki Totoki being the interim, I think Jim Ryan was kind of used as a bit of a scapegoat, and the company might want to pivot from some of those hard stances I took before. We might actually see this happen. I have no information to know better than Special Nick here, but I think if they're talking about it, I think it's because it's possible.
Yeah, I think anything is possible at the end of the day, right? I think fans would love to see it. Dude, there's such a rise over on PlayStation and PC. My biggest question now is there more titles coming at launch from PlayStation to go to PC at the same time, right? Next God of War, PC, PS5. The Wolverine game come from Insomniac. Does that go PS5 and PC as well? Like, that's the other question. The likelihood of them wanting to pull Helldivers 2 over to Xbox. I think after now, because they've already had this huge surges right from the get-go on launch day, things has probably started to taper off a little bit, right? So, but there's still a conversation going on around Helldivers 2, so why not maybe spark that conversation and have a new insurgent of players come over and then introduce it to Xbox, right? When things go, this is the way PlayStation used to do things, and they still do to some extent, right? Game comes out, exclusive to PlayStation. That's the way it goes. 6 months, a year goes by, now it comes to PC. Because the conversation has dwindled, they want to spark new life into the game. They launch it on PC. Granted, it also takes time to create it for PC, to port it over, all this, that, and the other, right?
But there is a lot of work involved.
There's a ton of work involved. But if they were able to do this on day one, PlayStation, PC, dude, those numbers would be astronomical. Spider-Man 2, if you put it out on PC and PlayStation 5, the world would explode, right?
I think there's a benefit, though, to having that spaced out. And to be able to re-spark the conversation. And Helldivers is a games of service. And let's not forget that. So this could very well, we get a new season, we get a couple new expansions dropped in. Here's a new faction, perhaps, but they've only been spotted on Xbox.
Ah, man, that's how you tease it, right? And then you drop it for everybody, I think, is at the end of the day. So you don't want to split your player base either. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Do not split that. That never benefits anybody. But what benefits us is when you check us out over at ITGTV.com.